Before I introduce our special speakers today, I'd like to introduce a few of the people that are here and welcome them. And Chairman Didi Rasmussen, right here. We have Vice Chair Forrest Van Camp. School Board Member Ms. Bowen, Joy Bowen. And School Board Member Maggie Lewis Butler, she's here. I want to thank you. For without our school board, this wouldn't be possible. Also here on the stage is our Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Henderson. A few folks in the audience I'd like to recognize that are here. TCC President Jim Murdoch, thank you for coming. Mr. Murdoch. Florida Gas Association Director David Rogers, he's here. Thank you for coming, David. Mr. Wayne Blanton, who is the School Board Association Director. Thank you for coming, Wayne. And a special thanks to Mr. and Miss Matthews, representing the Matthews Bus Company that we've been able to launch this with. So we're thankful that you're here today. There you are. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our Superintendent of Schools, who is responsible for really championing this event today. Thank you very much. Superintendent Jackie Pines.
Thank you, Manny. First, I want to welcome everybody and thank you for coming out in this weather. We talked about our school board for a minute. I just want to say one thing before we get started. Without our school board, we wouldn't be here today. They're the ones that got this done, and let's give our school board a big hand for their visionary leadership. Commissioner Putnam, Governor Scott, I want to thank you for being here today. It means a lot to us, your presence. George Herrera, my friend, my partner, thank you. Let's give him a big hand for what he's done. To our community, there were 100 reasons or excuses not to get this done. You know, we were going through some of the most difficult financial times we've ever faced, over $65 million worth of budget reductions. But one day sitting in my office, I started thinking that most things that have been done in our country, most outstanding achievements, were done during difficult times. And thinking about that, I said, if we move forward with a public-private partnership, it'll be something that will last in our community forever. And I thought about that when you go through tough times, that's when Democrats, Republicans, independents, we all come together to do what's in the best interest of our state and in the best interest of our community. And this CNG facility, that's what that is all about. This private-public partnership, reaching out to the private sector in order to bring clean energy into our community. A few weeks ago, we honored Dr. Martin Luther King, who said, "The time is always right to do what is right." This is what's right for Tallahassee, Florida, this natural gas facility. As someone that grew up in this community and used to catch school buses in this community, way out Meridian Road on a little red dirt road, I can tell you that I would be lying to you today if I didn't tell you how proud I was of this groundbreaking. But this isn't about me, it's about we. It's about all the individuals that work together in order to accomplish this. So many people behind the scenes. And when this facility opens in August, we'll have a facility that brings clean energy into our community. We'll be creating jobs for our community, and we will be saving taxpayer dollars by being able to fund our buses and to move our buses into this community with compressed natural gas. But the most important thing we'll be doing is protecting our environment and sending a message to our children about the role that they play in protecting our environment. You know, 40 to 50 years from now, most of us will be gone, and we'll not be here. And there'll be children that will be visiting this facility. and they'll talk about that this is where it started, right here. And they'll smile, they'll laugh, but the most important thing they'll do is remember our accomplishment and remember what we started today in the Tallahassee community. Thank you all for being here, and thank you, Tallahassee, for supporting this initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A couple other folks that I need to recognize. City Commissioner Gil Ziffer has joined us. County Chairman of the Board, Leon County Commission, Akin Akamimi. Sheriff Campbell has joined us. Sheriff, you need to come on up with us, please, sir. Welcome, Sheriff Campbell. Very good. It gives me great pleasure to now introduce to you the 45th Governor of the state of Florida, Mr. Rick Scott. Governor Rick Scott, thank you.
Well, thanks for the opportunity to be here. This is what's great about Florida. We are putting the money back into education, making sure we have the right funding, $1 billion this year. But on top of that, these things happen. As all sorts of, when we go through budget crisis like this, watching how we have to spend our money, people come up with ideas like this to make sure we save money, and hopefully in this case, even the school district is going to make some money if everybody uses this. So, George, congratulations. Jackie, congratulations for, where'd Jackie go? Oh, there he is. And school board, congratulations. I hope it works out really well. I hope this is and George, for your sake, I hope this is one of many all across the state. It's always fun. I've been in business all my life, and it's always fun when you see people growing jobs and starting companies. Last year, as you know, we had a great year, 141,000 new private sector jobs, and hopefully if you could add about 500-some thousand jobs, I'd hit my my number of 700. And I'm okay whatever industry it is in. You realize I'm not picky. So this seems like the right industry, but congratulations for everybody for doing this. And it's a real honor to be out here today. So thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Governor. I now have the honor to, Nancy Miller joined us. City Commissioner Nancy Miller. Thank you for joining. Great job. Now it gives me, I have the great pleasure of introducing to you our Agricultural Commissioner, our new Agricultural Commissioner, Mr. Adam Putnam. Mr. Putnam.
Well, when you're ag commissioners, hardly ever such thing as a bad rainy day. So we kind of need a little moisture, but I'm glad it's holding off. Jackie, thank you so much for your leadership on this effort. We share responsibility with the governor on Florida's energy policy at the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, and they go hand in hand when you look at a lot of these alternative energy opportunities that are rooted in the land. But today is a celebration of really a smart, efficient energy policy that's going to guarantee that our kids are going back and forth to school safely and in an efficient way that reduces our dependence on countries that don't like us for the lifeblood of our economy. And you know, the big challenge in moving to alternative fuels for fleets, for the mobile uses for our vehicles, is the infrastructure. I mean, people are nervous about buying one of those vehicles if they think, well, what if I'm going to visit my mother-in-law and I can't find a place to refuel? And so the trailblazers, it wouldn't be so bad depending on your mother-in-law, but the trailblazers like this school district are helping us build that bridge that will allow us to really dramatically expand the fleet that runs on things other than oil and gasoline. And natural gas is a perfect opportunity to do that. Right now, only about 0.1% of mobile vehicles are using natural gas. And so for fleets like school buses or other logistics vehicles that start at the same place every day and run the same route and end up back at the same place, and you have a defined mileage, it's a perfect model that builds the bridge to a broader acceptance by our society of these alternative uses. And that's just smart policy. And Florida's leading the way, and Leon County's leading the way. So today's a real celebration of that. And Jackie, there's a lot for you and the good folks at the school district to be very proud of. Thank you.
Commissioner, the 1/10 of 1%, I think, are right here. I think there's 5 of them parked there and 2 buses. Thank you, sir. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the Chief Operating Officer, CEO, Chief Executive Officer for our newest partner. Leon County Schools has partnered with George Herrera and Nopetro, and they have made this all possible. This is a great public-private partnership, and these folks have made it happen. They're going to deliver us a product very shortly. Mr. George Herrera.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today at our groundbreaking event. It's been many years of hard work to get here, and fortunately now we are developing the state-of-the-art facility that's going to be here in Tallahassee. I'm proud today to deliver on the promise that we made last October, which was that Nopetro would begin developing and constructing natural gas fueling facilities throughout the state of Florida, and beginning right here in Tallahassee. It's well known that the U.S. depends heavily on foreign oil. And many of these countries, their interests are entirely adverse to us. But the reality is that we just don't have much oil. We have 2% of the world's oil supply. And with 4% of the world's population, we are consuming 25% of the world's oil. What we do have, we have one of the largest supplies of natural gas in the world. Over the last 10 years, our country has unleashed a supply of natural gas that will last us more than 100 years. Natural gas is the solution to eliminate our nation's dependence on foreign oil. Natural gas is the solution for the following 3 reasons. Number 1, natural gas vehicles perform better than their diesel and gasoline counterparts. The benefits of transitioning to domestic natural gas are compelling. You will reduce your fuel costs by $1.50 on every gallon that you consume. You will reduce your carbon pollution by 33%. And you will be fueling on a domestic American-made fuel. Second, the industry is established. Out on the West Coast, California leads the way with over 300 fueling facilities. The largest companies in the country out on the West Coast are fueling on natural gas. Waste Management, UPS, AT&T, Verizon, Walmart. All these companies are implementing rapid policies to transition their vehicles to natural gas. Every major truck manufacturer and bus manufacturer, American companies from Kenworth to Freightliner, to Mack, to Peterbilt, to Thomas, to Gillig. These companies are American companies, and they are now manufacturing natural gas vehicles on the assembly line. Finally, the natural gas industry will foster enormous economic growth in this country. Natural gas is produced in the U.S. Natural gas trucks are manufactured in the U.S. And natural gas fueling stations will be built by American companies like Nopetro. This will lead to hundreds of thousands of jobs. And that's why this is such an important day. And this partnership with Leon County Schools as a testament to finally adopting a policy that embraces domestic energy. This partnership will validate an industry that is common and prevalent on the West Coast, right here in the capital of our state. It will lead to dramatic savings for all the operators that start consuming natural gas at our publicly accessible facility. And I also want to take this moment to applaud Leon County, the city of Tallahassee, Florida State University for following this vision and beginning to embrace natural gas for their fleets. In sum, this public-private partnership between Nopetro and Leon County schools will be the benchmark in the entire nation. Again, I want to praise Superintendent Pons for the vision of having this 3 years ago, and Governor Scott for his support and leadership. The success that we announced today expresses the kind of public-private partnership that we want to enter into other communities and other cities throughout the state of Florida and beyond, as we make the vision of a cleaner, more efficient and domestic fuel a real reality. Thank you, Governor and Superintendent Pons. Appreciate it.
Thank you, George. For the press, we will conduct the ceremonial first shovel immediately following this right now. And but for all of us will be available for questions afterwards. Thank you very much. So.
Nopetro is going to build this facility, which is going to save the taxpayers dollars. We'll be able to fuel our fleet here. It's a public-private partnership, and it will bring CNG, a cleaner, American-made fuel, to our community, in which the entire community will be able to use. So this is a big day for the Leon County school system, but it's very important not only for Tallahassee, but Floridians throughout the state of Florida.
Historic. It's the first of its kind throughout the country, and what it is we are building a facility on their land which will be publicly accessible, and we give back to the school district on every sale that we make to third parties. So it's truly the first of its kind throughout the entire country, and we couldn't be more excited to be breaking ground today and fully operational in 6 months.